So hopefully everything's well.
If you have not already.
And, you know, it's all worked out.
And
then hopefully.
So,
because I need help.
Alright, guys. See you later. Bye.
Something great. That's my way.
Hey guys, so it's time that I start documenting my journey. So first let me say, I really need to wax my mustache. It's looking like my grandmom's, got rest her soul, but that thing is getting thick. Either or. I started this journey at 22 years old. 22 years old, however, I wasn't with my husband. And kind of glad that those things didn't go through. Like, I was pregnant twice. Both times pregnant in my tubes. And had to have my one tube removed and my other tube partially removed. Today I found out that was stupid. And it probably should have been removed fully, but I digress. So, I have to get in vitro. Focus. Okay. I have to get in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization is basically them fertilizing my egg and my husband's sperm outside of my uterus and then inserting it in. Plain as day. Of course, there's some extra stuff to it and things that we have to go through, and it's not as simple as just that. However, that's how I'm explaining it today. So, today I had a appointment because I am not going for my first cycle until January. So I had to go to my doctor and just ask some questions, and I did. I asked her if I had to be on birth control. That was like a question for me because I get my period every month. I'm sorry, I just said cheesesteaks from D'Alessandro's. If you from Philly, what's up? Yeah, D'Alessandro's is definitely popping. I mean, Nexus is good, but I definitely had D'Alessandro's finally for the first time. I'm 33 years old. So, yeah, it was good. But either way, so, yeah, birth control was like an issue for me because, you know, you hear that birth control, like, makes it harder for you to have kids and so on and so forth. And I don't know why it was such a big issue for me, but it was. And I was just like, you know, do I have to be on birth control? Because I hear that birth control is for you to sync yourself with other females as far as cycles go. And I was kind of like, I don't want to be, not that I didn't want to be synced, but I knew that maybe it would, you know, be a longer process, possibly. So either or, I talked to my doctor about that, and she said that I didn't have to be synced with anyone. Unless I didn't have to be synced with anyone, and she would only put me on birth control if it was an issue where she felt as though birth control would help my situation, so to speak. So, no birth control. My medication cost is about $3,000, and my procedure cost, because I'm getting a mini IVF, minimal stimulation, I'm guessing that's how it's supposed to be said, is $4,600. I have to have, of course, the money for the medicine, like, before I get the medication, obviously, and it's because I'm starting my cycle in January with my January period. Hopefully, God willing, everything goes right. I have to have that money. And then prior to retrieval, so the day before retrieval or the day of retrieval, I have to have the $4,600 to do the actual retrieval and, of course, transfer, so on and so forth. So, as of right now, everything is good to go. I had my baseline blood work done today. I had my ultrasound done today. I am on day 2 of my cycle. And, of course, the nurses thought that I was starting IVF right away. So they had me in a panic. I mean, they took my blood pressure, they did all this stuff. And it was just like, no, I'm not starting IVF yet. But I say that to say that I know that when it comes down to my actual cycle, I'm going to probably be freaked out. Or not freaked out, but just extremely nervous, extremely like, oh my God, like this is really happening. Because, I mean, it wasn't even happening today. And the second that my nurse or the ultrasound tech said, oh, it's day 2 of your cycle, we need to order your meds, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. No, you don't need to order my meds. Wait, I'm not doing that till January. And they're just checking to get my protocol done. So today I also made an appointment with a doctor to get my HSG tests. I'm not excited about this. I hear so many bad stories. Of course, I've been YouTubing. I know you guys have got to know by now that anybody that is going through the IVF cycle, the IVF procedure and everything that has to do with IVF, IUI, anything infertility related, or Google, YouTube, Facebook community nuts. Like, we are nuts. So I have definitely been, YouTubing and looking at all these things, and decided to start my own channel. I actually had a dream about it, and I figured, you know what? Maybe I should document this journey. Even if I don't put it on YouTube, I will document it. I'm like laying in bed right now. I had a couple of glasses of wine because I was so worried about today. And I have the worst headache in the world. I mean, and I've had this headache all day. I get migraines. That's my life. So, the HSG test is set for November 28th at 2 o'clock. They are sending over medication to my pharmacy. They sent it over earlier today, so I just have to go pick it up tomorrow. I have to take it 2 days before the test. So 2 days before the test, I'll start taking the antibiotic, and then they said an hour before the HSG test, I take an 800 milligram ibuprofen. Now, they didn't prescribe this ibuprofen to me, so I'm guessing they want me to take over-the-counter medicine. And the over-the-counter is like 200 milligrams. Now, granted, I have a husband who has back problems, who has 800 milligram Motrins in the house that I take now for my monthlies, because they're that real. And I almost need to. So, yeah, they're that real. Just in case you're probably like, yeah, no, TA can't be that serious. But it is. It's that serious. Yes, it's that serious. It's that deep. One usually doesn't do it. The second one usually does. Anyway, they told me to take one 800 milligram Motrin an hour before my HSG test. I do not have fallopian tubes, plural. I have a partial fallopian tube. So, I was pregnant when I was 22, ectopic pregnancy. They removed one of my tubes. I was pregnant again at 25. They partially removed that tube. And then, of course, I haven't been pregnant since. I'm 33 years old. So, that's my infertility journey. I've had 2 pregnancies. Both of them resulted in ectopics. Unfortunately, and fortunately, to be honest, my pregnancies prior to my husband weren't with my husband. And God is always on time and correct with everything that he does. And although those pregnancies that didn't make it hurt extremely bad, and I mean they hurt extremely bad. I went through a serious depression. I was very sad. I cried many nights, many days. But looking back and looking at now, that's what was supposed to happen. That was my life, and that was my moments of grief as far as babies are concerned. And so that's just what it is. And now I know I have to do in vitro fertilization, and I thank God that I had the I guess the cheaper cost, because I mean there were some places that were saying like $15,000 for the cycle. That didn't even include the medication. It was $15,000 for just a IVF cycle, no frozen transfer, like no freezing of the embryos, no nothing. So that didn't even include that. It just included the retrieval and the transfer. Then I had to pay for the freezing if I had extra embryos left over. Then I had to pay for medication. So it would have altogether been like $20,000 to get one cycle, one. With the place I'm going through, it is $4,600 plus another $3,000 for medication. So we're looking at, about $7,600 for one cycle. I mean, it's still one cycle. $7,600 is a lot of money for one cycle. However, I mean, 27. I'm thankful for that. So yeah, a little bit more about myself. Again, I know I probably said it many times in this video, but I'm 33 years old. My name is Atia. I've been married for 1 year. I've been with my husband since 2011, October 2011. So about 7 years now. We have been together. We've been in a monogamous relationship since 2014, May of 2014. So from 2011 to 2014, yeah, we was just shacking up. It was what it was. But I love him, and I've loved him since the day I met him. And it took some time, but we made it to where we are today. In 2014, we became a relationship that was very, passionate and very, we went through some things as all relationships do. However, I knew he was the one for me since 2011, and I married him. And today we've been married for 1 year and a month and a couple days. We just had our year anniversary, October 14th, 2018 was our 1 year anniversary. We got married in 2017. We had a really beautiful wedding. Right now, I am just getting used to doing the whole YouTube thing. So no, I don't have any pictures to pin and show you our beautiful wedding. However, if you would like to look on Instagram or Facebook for me to see those pictures, you can. My Instagram is TC2017. That's TEECEE 2017. All lowercase letters for Instagram. And for Facebook, I am Atia Lee, ATIALEE. And you can find me on Facebook through there. And you can look at my pictures if you would like to. I'll accept you. I will make some of that. I won't make my Facebook public, but my Instagram, however, I will unblock it. And, you guys, if you want to look for me or want to see me, for sure, just go ahead and, add me. And I will add you. And you can look through my pictures and just see, my life and some of the things that happen. I'm not very sharing when it comes to my Facebook page because I'm a little bit more intimate on my Facebook page. But my Instagram is open. I've had weight loss surgery. I've had weight loss surgery, plastic surgery, and I am very proud of both things. I've gained weight through it all. However, I've had both those things done, and that's why I share my Instagram a lot more than I share my Facebook. My Facebook is very, very, very intimate for me, so I'm not really ready to share that yet. However, though, if you guys, go on there and you want to be on there, I will look into more of sharing my life. So anyway, I lost my mother 2 years ago on February 25th, 2017. So almost 2 years. That has probably been the hardest thing that I've had to deal with in my entire life. I've never had any pain that has been more deep than losing my mom. My mom had a stroke in my car. Okay. Sorry. All right, so she had a stroke in my car, and I honestly didn't know what was happening with my mom. We had went that day I picked her up. I was going dress shopping for her for my wedding that was coming that October. And so we went dress shopping on February 8th. My brother was getting married on February 11th. So we had already had our dresses for his wedding, but we had to go shopping for dresses for my wedding. And so we went, and it was great. You know, like I said, a lot of those pictures are on my Facebook, a lot of those pictures are on my Instagram. Where she tried on the dress. We found her dress. She tried it on. She took pictures in it. It was beautiful. And we went out to eat, me, my girlfriend, and her. And, you know, we went to Longhorn Steakhouse. Never forget. It was the most heartbreaking time of my life. But either or, we went. She was smiling. She was happy. And I got a text message on my phone that said that something had arrived at my house. And I thought it was the robes that I ordered off of Etsy. I ordered robes off of Etsy that said, you know, maid of honor, mother of the bride, you know, blah, 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 stuff like that, you know, for my bridesmaids and my mom, you know. And so I thought it was that. And I was like, Mommy, you know, let's just go back to the house real quick because I want to show you the robes. I really want to show you the robes. And so we went to my house, and it wound up being the Flower Girl basket and pillow for the ring bearer. And I ordered that actually off of eBay. It was a red and cream basket. And then my best friend's mom, who I call my mama today, just took and blinged it out for me, because I was like really big about the Hollywood glam, like bling, olden, like Great Gatsby type of theme. That's what I wanted for my wedding. So they did that, and we got back to the house, and she seen it, and I was like kind of disappointed because I couldn't show my mom, you know, the robes. I really wanted her to see that, but that wasn't what was there. So she went to the bathroom, was playing with my dog, smiling, laughing, making jokes. Then we left the house to go to Philly to see my stepdad. Her and I called my stepdad. He's a really close friend of my mom's. They used to date my mom when I was very young. He's known me since I was born. And he used to date my mom, you know, back in the day. And they have known me. I'm in his will. Like, I like take care of him now. Like, he has me, you know, on his will as a power of attorney. Like, it's a really deep relationship that I have with him, and I really love him. But we were on our way to go see him, and my mom was just like, I gotta, before we pulled off, she said, you know, I have a headache. If you have any Tylenol or anything. And it was just unusual, you know, for me to ever see something like that. My mom is like, she could take pain. You know, I mean, she's not like a headache person. It was just weird for me. So I was like, no, Mom, I don't have that. You want me to go check and see? And she was like, no, you know what? I'll be all right and I'll be fine. And so I went on and I drove, and we got one to Interstate 95, and she was just like, can you pull over? And I was like, all right. I pulled over, and she started throwing up. And I was upset with her because my mom had been on drugs before, and she's been she was been on drugs, and she lost her mother. And when she lost her mother, she turned to alcohol. But then she had got off of alcohol. She was off of drugs, had been off of drugs for a long time. But then she had turned to alcohol when my grandmother passed away. And but she stopped. She stopped, doing alcohol for a long time. But when she told me to pull over, I thought, you know, dang, Mom, really? You're gonna go drinking? Like, really, Mom? I thought she was drinking, and so I was a little bit upset with her. So I was a little bit upset with her, and because I thought that she had she was drinking, but she obviously come to find out she wasn't. So either or, if she had threw up on the side of the road, and I was like, Mom, what do you want to do? And she was like, I think I should go home. And I was mad at her again. I was just like, you're ruining everything that we were supposed to do. And I was very sad. So I drove past the first exit. I'll never forget. We were at exit 30. We were at exit 30. I want to say we were at exit 35. And I wasn't extremely sure how to turn around on that exit. So I went to the next one. So I went to the next one, and it wound up being... I really can't remember. Oh, no. I wasn't sure how to turn around on the one exit, so I think I went to like exit 32 because I wasn't sure how to turn around on exit 35. So I went to exit 32, and I was able to just like turn around. Every day after that, I kind of regretted it. I kind of wished I would have turned on exit 35. I don't know how much it would have saved their life or made it better, but when you lose somebody, and or if you ever lost somebody and their life was in your hands, you kind of feel like maybe if you would have did something sooner, something could have saved them. But you never know. That might not have been ever the case. But anyway, I went past the exit because I wasn't sure, and I also wanted to see if she would change her mind, but it never happened. And it got worse. She started pulling at the door as I was driving. I was like, Mom, you can't open the door while we're driving. You can't do that. Okay. And so I tried to pull over, and let her throw up and stuff. And I just wound up giving her my my to-go box. I had a little bit of salmon and food in there, but I just was like, whatever, because at this point I was kind of panicking because I didn't know what was happening, and okay. And as time was going on, she was becoming less responsive to me. I'll call her like, Mommy, Mom, answer me, answer me. And finally, after maybe 15 minutes of calling her, she finally said, stop calling my name. And I was like, well, answer me then. And that was it. That was the last words I heard from my mom was, stop calling my name. Little did I know she was having a stroke. She was having an aneurysm. I didn't know. I started speeding. I got her home. I got her to the hospital, called my brother in the midst because she wanted to go home, and I didn't think that home was the right place to go because it wasn't going right. So my brother told me, take her to the hospital, and so I did, and of course I wound up having to call everybody. I called her fiance. I called my brother. I called her best friend who passed away. not too long ago as well from cancer. And her best friend was I called her my aunt. I didn't know her as anything else. Didn't want to know her as anything else. However, I took mom to the hospital and doctor came in and told me that my mom had a brain bleed that she wouldn't last 3 days from. That was on February 8th. I stayed in the hospital with my mom every day. I slept in chairs. I never left. My brother got married. My brother got married on February 11th. And I didn't go to the wedding. Because I didn't want to leave my mom because she was in a coma and I didn't want anything to happen if I wasn't there. Something happened to her and I was away and I couldn't get to her fast. And she was in New Jersey in Camden. And my brother got married in New York and they didn't postpone the wedding and I couldn't leave my mom. So I couldn't go, and that hurt. But so I stayed in the hospital until February 25th. February 24th, I came to the hospital because I had went back to work, but I was still coming there every day. I had probably only been going to work for like a week because I was at the hospital from February 8th until I want to say maybe February 20th. Every single day I didn't leave. I didn't even leave to wash up. I was washing up in the sink. And I had to go back to work because they wouldn't pay me anymore. And my husband, my husband, couldn't handle the bills by himself completely. So I had to get back to work. So I was going up there early in the morning and like 7 o'clock in the morning. I would get off at work at 3 o'clock in the morning and I would be at the hospital at 7 o'clock in the morning for visiting hours. And I would stay there until it was time for me to go to work. And I would leave from there and go to work. And she on the 24th I came and she was like blinking. I would wipe her eyes and her eyes would flutter, and wipe her nose and touch her and squeeze her hand and she would, move a little bit. But this particular day I came in and I wiped her eyes and her eyes didn't flutter this time. They didn't flutter. And she didn't move. So I called the nurses and they came in and they were like pinching her and hurting her, trying to hurt her to make her move. But she wouldn't move. She was having a lot of seizures. And then the doctor came in and he started pressing at her head because she had a couple surgeries on her head. They shaved her head, half her head. So he was pressing at her head and I couldn't take it no more. So when they told me that she went into a deeper coma and they asked me that, they told me that we had to make a decision, I kind of just gave up. And I wish I didn't give up with my mom. Everybody tells me that, she wouldn't have wanted to live like that. And trying to make it better, but I just feel like I should have fought a little bit harder for my mom. So, on February 24th, at 4:03, they pulled the plug on my mom, and she didn't die right away. She stayed alive until around 3:20 something, 3:25 or something like that in the morning on February 25th. And the doctor came to the waiting room and told me to come back because her vitals were going down. And I did. And I felt my mom's body go from hot to cold. It was warm and then it was cold. They put a toe tag on her in front of me. They got her prepared. They put her in the bag. I watched them do all that to her. I watched them do all that to her. And so now I struggle. I had my nephew. I don't see him much anymore because I did things that made his parents worry about me having him, which kind of sucked because that was how I got through some of the pain, and in a way it was a good thing because now I have to deal with it, and I just do, but in a way it's a bad thing because now I don't want to really see him or anything because it just brings back painful memories and of stuff. It's not nobody's fault but my own, so whatever. But that's what I've been through. And it's a lot of deep stuff. Of course I did the drinking thing and that didn't work. And my now husband, because he was my husband when my mother passed away, but my now husband put me in a mental institution, so to speak. I had to stay in for 8 days. That sucked because schizophrenia and bipolar and all those things are extremely real, especially when you're like in that place. I'm not schizophrenic and I don't have bipolar disorder or any of those things. Thank you, God. However, the people that I had to be in the hospital with went through those things, and it was very real to them. No matter what nobody else thought, it was very real to them. It was a hell of a place to be in when you were going through grief and loss of your mom. You had to be in a place full of different people that, it wasn't the same thing as what you were going through. And when I got out, they put me in an intense grief counseling that I hated. I went to them for a few months, but after that, it was like, yeah, it wasn't for me. I had to kind of deal with my pain on my own, and I've learned to deal with through God and through going to church and praying. Like, even with the church that I was going to, it just wasn't for me. It wasn't right. Things didn't set well in my spirit, and if it don't sit well in my spirit, I can't do it. You know what I mean? And like, I tried to go because I thought this was the right thing, but I prayed about it, and that just wasn't what God had for me, and it just wasn't the right place for me to be. Because they have issues that they need to get straightened out. And you can know when something is already broken and damaged, and you're broken and damaged. You can't go to a broken, because it just doesn't work, not at that moment. And I don't know, maybe God may have something different for me, later down the line. But at this moment in my life, I can't deal with that. So I am not going to any church right now. I'm not affiliated with any church right now. I have been going to I've been watching church on TV. Every now and again I watch TD I pray with my husband every single day. Man, if we miss a day, I try to remember every single day. And for the most part, we do. We pray every day, whether it be together or on our way to work. We pray every day. And that has helped me get me through all the pain that I have had to deal with, losing my mom. Even with my aunt. Saying that her ashes wasn't her ashes. And I mean, maybe it was. Maybe it's not. But they in my closet right now. So, if they not, I got several people ashes in my thing. Guess it is what it is. I'm hoping that they're hers, but if they not, whatever. I can't be bothered with stuff like that. But that's my life as of right now, and that is my journey to baby. So yeah. Man, my husband really want a family. My husband is 12 years older than me. He's 45 years old. And he has a 22-year-old. 22-year-old, I think his son, he's 22 or 23. It sucks, I don't know, that's my baby. But my fuzzy is either 22 or 23 years old. And my KK is 15. So he has a daughter, he has a son. He also has a grandson who's 2 years old. And so, one good pregnancy with his wife, his only wife. He's been married once to me. So a pregnancy with me would be great, and a pregnancy with my husband would be great. I really don't want anybody else. I really can't see myself with anybody else, and our love is just great, and I just love him so much, and I just want us to, live for God and live through God and what he wants us to do. And, if babies is not what God wills us, then we won't have them, obviously. But, if it works in his favor and it works in his will, then that's what I'm hoping for. I want kids. I've always wanted, a lot of kids. And I don't know. It just, maybe it wasn't meant for me to have. But, I was hoping that maybe possibly. But anyway, hopefully the videos will get better for you guys. And if it doesn't, y'all will be okay. I am starting my IVF journey. So if you are new and you're new to IVF or whatever, you can come take this ride with me and we can do it together. And you can see all my tips, tricks, whatever I'm deciding to do. I do have tips that I've gotten from other YouTube videos, other, Googling and all that stuff. And even through my Facebook groups and stuff, that support groups that I'm on. Through Facebook. So there are plenty of, tips and tricks that I'm definitely going to try, pineapple juice, pomegranate juice, avocados, Brazil nuts, maca powder and CoQ10 and all of those different vitamins and minerals and everything that, people try that are good for you and, may just help you with IVF too. So why not? You know what I mean? Why not try it? If it's good for you and, it may help you with infertility, go for it. I definitely subscribe to a lot of videos and a lot of things. So either or, like I said, I am in my beginning stages. So I'm starting my first cycle of IVF in January, God willing. Everything goes good. Everything with my baseline today hopefully went well. Everything with my ultrasound today hopefully went well. Everything that with my blood work and my antibody screens, all those things came back well. So that's all I got for you guys. My video cut off. Phones don't have that much capacity. So either or, I'm really trying to start something new, and document, bring some people along with me if I can. I know that when I first started out, and since I am just starting out, I'm looking at a lot of videos on YouTube. I'm subscribed to a lot of channels, a lot of different people from all across the world, and it's good to get their insight, get their information, get their tips and tricks, and I just want to be a part of that, like, and give my tips and tricks while I'm going through it. So come on along with me and take this ride with me, because you definitely need people, and I don't know where I would be without the people that I do have in my corner, and it's not a lot. So it would always help to have more. If you guys want to ride, come take this ride. See you later.